Welcome back to The Real Rejects. We're fans of Eric Voss. We're going to watch today Daredevil MCU plan. Kevin Feige confirms Defenders crossover in Marvel Phase 4. This is what I want to hear. I don't know what the plan, I don't know what Eric Voss is going to say. I've always thought they should just do a Defenders movie. Just might as well hop right into it. But that's my wish. That's my specific wish. Let's see what Eric Voss has to say.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and as WandaVision launches Marvel's next era, studio head Kevin Feige is opening up about his bigger plans, including possibly reviving Marvel Netflix names like
Never say never.
Murdoch, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and God bless this man, he did not rule it out, which I think we can count as a win. We did it! One small step by Feige, one giant leap for fan conclusions. I'm actually going to break down exactly what Kevin Feige said, because he's been a real chatty Cathy this week, and we gotta read the tea leaves. But I'm also gonna lay out the likeliest path for Feige to reintroduce Daredevil in the titles we now know to be in this updated MCU.
Still not used to him
Feige
sitting.
said that when it comes to reviving the Netflix Marvel heroes, quote, oh, and I think I gotta put on a hat because this is Feige here. Well, you've certainly seen what we announced at Comic-Con a year and a half ago and on Disney Investor Day a few weeks ago, so that's our focus. But I've been at Marvel long enough to never say never about anything.
Underline it.
You better believe it, folks. Feige never says never. Oh, darling.
Well
Teenagers.
done.
Many fans believe that plans are already underway to feature Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, Daredevil in Spider-Man 3, perhaps as Peter Parker's defense attorney. Though, unlike the other Spider-Man 3 casting reports, this rumor has never been confirmed. In fact, Feige recently said, the fun thing about online speculation when it comes to our stuff is how sometimes it couldn't be more off the mark, and sometimes it's shockingly close, and that's held true for the last few years, but saying which is which would take all the fun out of everything. Also, never say never. Folks, Kevin Feige's super eager to adapt titles like Secret Invasion, Fantastic Four, Blade, so it's clear the guy intends to get around to all of it eventually. So, knowing that, what is the best way forward with all the titles we know about to introduce the Netflix Defenders universe characters? Well, a quick reminder of my theory that the MCU tends to walk one of two paths with its titles, the Bucky path or the Rocket path. The Bucky path to tell grounded stories dealing with human institutions, the Rocket path to tell cosmic stories dealing with fantasy and sci-fi themes. These Netflix Marvel characters tend to walk that Bucky path, right? They're street level. There are supernatural elements, but they rarely leave Manhattan, let alone Earth's atmosphere. So let's start with Matt Murdock Daredevil. Where's he gonna show up in the MCU? Some fans hope that he will cameo in Spider-Man 3 as Peter Parker's lawyer. I am less certain though. That movie is already looking pretty stuffed. And Feige has made it clear that the movie would go more in the direction of the multiverse to bridge with Doctor Strange 2. And I don't know how much room will be left over for Peter Parker's legal troubles. I think it's more likely to see Matt Murdock appear in an episode of She-Hulk on Disney+. It's gonna be a half-hour legal action comedy with 10 episodes, giving plenty of episodic cases that could tie into the firm of Nelson and Murdoch, or any number of Manhattan-based cases, which could include a mention of Kingpin Wilson Fisk, or even a title coming sooner in the MCU Phase 4. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is coming in just 2 months, and it is confirmed to visit the fictional Marvel setting of Madripoor, which not only has ties to Wolverine and the other mutants, but the country rests atop the head of a giant dragon that in the comics gets awakened by the Hand, also connected to the world of Daredevil. So let's be on the lookout of hand sightings, not just hand sightings, the hand sightings.
I gotta say, I gotta pause really quick.
Pause it.
I mean, the idea of him showing up in She-Hulk would make a lot of sense, considering that Jennifer is a lawyer, Matt Murdock is a lawyer as well. And then what he just pointed out here with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that would also make a lot of sense with its tie to the Hand. But the tie to the Hand, yes, was introduced with Daredevil, but it was also with the Defenders overall. I'm already thinking it's more likely it would make more sense for it to be She-Hulk, especially if they have they're going against each other in court or something like that, or they need consultation advice. But I might just have to say that I think regardless, putting him in one of the shows would make a lot more sense, considering, and especially if they do bring back Charlie Cox himself, considering how Daredevil was a series.
Yeah.
But I would be a little bummed if he's not in Spider-Man, but there are a lot of other people in Spider-Man. Let's continue it.
This Falcon Winter Soldier series, because that could be the door to Elektra, to Stick, Nobu, Daredevil, and to Iron Fist. And speaking of Iron Fist,
everyone's
I could
favorite.
see him appearing in a tournament roster for Shang-Chi in the Legend of the Ten Rings. I made a video before how there are a lot of warriors in the Marvel world who could appear on that lineup, but really the one I'm hoping for is Luke Cage. Why? Well, Luke Cage was incarcerated at Seagate Prison just off the coast of Georgia, which is also where in the Prime MCU Trevor Slattery was held, and Justin Hammer, before that Agent of the Ten Rings broke out Slattery. Now, Jessica Jones, she could show up in an episode of She-Hulk as a...
Dude, I didn't even think about Luke Cage and how that does tie in. That's right.
Damn.
You know, you forget about those Marvel one-shots.
And they turn out like that's. I love that those still turn out to be relevant after so much time.
And also even with with the Marvel one-shot, but also with it being Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, not only is there a chance that Luke Cage could appear, but Trevor Slattery could appear too.
Because of involvement with the Ten Rings, so to speak.
Oh, damn. Eric Boss, you're blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind.
private investigator, but I would be more interested to see her investigation skills show up to suss out humans versus Skrulls in the Secret Invasion series, because she does undergo a Skrull swap in those comics. Now, let's not forget Punisher, Frank Castle, a guy I hope we will see show up in Moon Knight. Moon Knight series will explore some darker themes of mental illness of Mark Spector, dissociative identity disorder, and maybe lay the groundwork for Moon Knight and maybe the Punisher to be part of an MCU Midnight Suns team up with Doctor Strange and Blade. But how will Marvel handle the casting? Charlie Cox, John Bernthal,
Wait,
Ritter,
hold, we
Vincent
gotta
D'Onofrio,
pause
Mike
this. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We'll run it back so we don't miss it. But, you know, with the fact that they are letting the MCU Deadpool be rated R, that opens up the door for other movies to be rated R.
Absolutely.
Right? And like, if you have Blade being rated R, if you can't do Punisher without being rated R, this makes this Midnight Suns crossover feel that much more likely to happen. And I have thought too, man, I highly doubt Disney Plus would do Moon Knight and go down a rated R path with its own television series on Disney Plus. But I'm loving the sound of this. This actually sounds great, and the MCU Deadpool R rating makes all this feel a lot more likely. Feels a lot more likely.
Yeah, because I mean, it seems like with that precedent set, if they prove that they have a justifiable reason to do, it makes me wonder about the previous drafts of Doctor Strange 2. Scott Derrickson was talking about how that started out being like, oh, this is going to be hardcore horror, not rated R, but something harsher, and then that got reworked. I wonder if maybe the original plan was to do that, Disney didn't want to for some reason, and now, you know, moving forward with all these extra parts, perhaps it is more possible in a Deadpool R-rated MCU world to get some of these harsher tones. And who knows, maybe they can bring in the 20th Century label or just keep it as Marvel Studios and distance some of the Disney bumpers or whatever and find a way to make that work, because so many of the pieces are here. And
then with Doctor Strange being the lead of it, and with the fact that Multiverse of Madness is supposed to be the main thing that's really going to shake things up, this would be perfect. Oh, damn, we're going to start getting some darker art. I don't know about R-rated, but for sure some darker.
TVMA.
It's a darker Marvel for sure.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Kevin
Feige, I'm getting pumped, man. I'm getting pumped.
Good judgment, so I feel like they can take the right lessons and make it work.
All right.
Team up with Doctor Strange and Blade. But how will Marvel handle the casting? Charlie Cox, John Bernthal, Kristen Ritter, Vincent D'Onofrio, Mike Coulter. I'm gonna be really bummed if any of these names get recast. But could Feige commit to bringing over all of the supporting cast from these series as well? Like, could he even do that? We're talking a lot of actors. A lot of them have moved on with their careers. If you bring over one of them, don't you kind of have to bring over a lot of them? Claire Temple, Rosario Dawson's now.
I feel like most of them have not really moved on, except for Rosario Dawson.
They can all stand to appear here.
I think that.
I don't think it would be too hard.
I feel like most have moved on.
Especially being that they would start rolling on this a while from now.
Oh, man.
If you bring over one of them, don't you kind of have to bring over a lot of them? Claire Temple, Rosario Dawson's now in orange makeup elsewhere on Disney Plus as Ahsoka Tano, working with Jon Favreau, who was also Foggy Nelson in a past life, come to think. And wouldn't it be kind of weird for Mike Coulter Luke Cage to meet Mahershala Ali Blade when that same face used to be Cornell Stokes? It's kind of a mess, right? Now, I could imagine some batshit multi...
That is a good...
That's an excellent point.
That's a good point.
Especially Mahershala Ali.
Because Mahershala... But then again, you know, Blade... They can do a little bit of things with his makeup to make him look a tad different.
A tad inhuman.
Yeah, and then, like... But... And the person who played Maria Hill was in Captain America Civil War, but she wasn't... She wasn't like a... Like, she had a scene in Civil War, whereas Cottonmouth was like a main character in season 1 of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So I do see that, but let's see what else he has to say here.
First explanation for how the MCU could cross over some Marvel Netflix actors, but not others. Like, think about it with J.K. Simmons, Jamie Foxx, Alfred Molina. Clearly, there's some kind of plans to explain how alt-universe spaces are now just in the MCU. But again, going to Kevin Feige's carefully chosen words, we might be overthinking this. He might just use these upcoming titles to hint at the existence of elements from the Netflix Marvel world, but not yet commit to the characters themselves cameoing yet. This would give his fans time to just move on to new distractions. And as much as I hate it, he might recast. No! Obviously, Feige ain't afraid to do that. And not just back in phase 1 with Hulk and Rhodey. Feige just swapped out Emma Furman Cassie Lang from Avengers Endgame with Catherine Newton in Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, and you all said nothing. So let me know what you want to happen with this. Also, you can support this channel by checking out our new latest obsession
That
shirt
is a swaggy jacket.
Unusual couple.
Nice.
WandaVision themed. It's got hidden Easter eggs among Vision's floating consciousness that you can only find via augmented reality on your phone. How did they design this? I have no idea, but I am so excited to get mine. Meanwhile, Epic Hero Shop has launched their own companion shirt with Wanda, if you care about keeping this unusual couple together, which you should. And this one also has a secret AR component. Secrets! And a reminder that Epic Hero Shop
Will you guys
is
do a
giving
video
away
about
10 PS5s. You can enter by subscribing to their YouTube channel, Epic Hero Labs, and filling out the form you'll find at epicheroshop.com/giveaway.
PS5.
Every 10,000 subscribers, there will be a new winner announced. There's also a bunch of ways to get more entries into the giveaway at that website, so go check it out, epicheroshop.com/giveaway. Follow me at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Do it yourself too, guys. I guess the last thing I'll add to all this is that when it comes to the idea of getting new cast, bringing back some cast members, I feel like it's just a case-by-case basis. Like, yeah, we didn't really say anything about Cassie Lang, but let's face it, I think most of us might not even really notice. You know, like, I just don't feel like we really would.
Yeah.
That's not an insult to that actress. I'm saying that she had like a couple of moments
in that
as
movie,
that character.
she mostly goes to serve Scott's character rather than being her own character.
Yeah, like it's not something that is that huge, and I feel it's like you do bring J. Jonah Jameson back from this Raimi films into here, so I really think it's just more about the impact, the presence, the iconography associated with that character, perhaps, versus recasting. I feel like it's going to be a case-by-case basis. And then I think the real answer will come once we see however they explain their multiverse and the collisions of universes smashing together and all that. That's really where I think most of our answers lie. But as far as it goes, I think this is a really great video. It got me really excited for the possibilities, and it all lines up with a lot of information that has been coming out lately. So either way, it looks like Daredevil on the horizon is not too far off.
Some capacity.
Guys, what do you think about this? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that notification bell if you haven't subscribed to New Rockstars yet. Do it. Hit that like button. Last but not least,
Flev Doran! Flev, I just wanted to send you some love. I love that you take the words away from my mouth and my lips, and you cause me to have to use my wits to cover for that in this here video. I love that you exist in our little multiverse, and I also love your enthusiasm. I'm glad that you're with me for shows like Psych. I'm glad that you're with me. I've seen you on even a couple music video reactions, and it always makes me happy to know that you are there across the world with a little love and a little enthusiasm awesome because it always brings my day up. So, you know, I just hope you're doing well, and I hope that 2021 is off to a nice start for you because it's been chaos here. Much love, buddy.
Thank you for everything, Flev. I promise to respond to you soon. Just playing some catch up, but I will respond to your message really soon. Love you, buddy.